Mr. Speaker, allow me to make a few comments on this very important motion. And Mr. Speaker, to start with, I want to be very clear. I am opposing this motion. Mr. Speaker, I'm not here to defend my friend, Professor Kindiki, for he may walk his head high, knowing that he is innocent and diligent, even if persecuted so cruelly. The evil that this House does lives after us, Mr. Speaker. Long will it be remembered that this Senate, sworn to defend the Constitution and its institutions, betrayed the Republic in exchange for the meanest comfort. Mr. Speaker, the credibility of this House as the watchdog of public interest, defender of our institutions, and guardian of the rule of law has dramatically and tragically collapsed. Mr. Speaker, the usurpers of our Constitution have not laid any charge to back this disgraceful onslaught, but alleged that the affected member of this House has been disloyal. Indefatigable stalwarts who have given their all to the cause, leaders who staked their careers on the daunting struggle to build and protect Jubilee and its government, men and women who stood with our abandoned, besieged, and maligned leaders, party leader and deputy party leader, at time of tribulation at home and abroad, members who have fought tooth and nail for the presidency over 3 electoral contests, servants who unflinchingly stewarded government business successfully through this House, time without number. Today, these people are now being insulted, Mr. Speaker.
What's your point of order, Senator?
Disloyal.
There's a point of order, Senator Murkomen.
I rise on a point of order to bring it to your attention that the Senator for Elgeyo Marakwet is in breach of our standing orders, and in particular, Standing Order number 90. Mr. Speaker, the provision of Standing Order number 90 are very clear, and it states that number 90, paragraph 1, no senator shall read a speech, but a senator may read short extracts from written and printed papers in support of an argument. Mr. Speaker, it is clear that my very good friend, the Senator for Elgeyo Marakwet...
Relax, let him finish.
My very good friend, the Senator for Elgeyo Marakwet, is reading a speech. He's not debating, he's reading a speech. That is prohibited by our standing orders.
Senator Murkomen, observe Standing Order number 9.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Don't read a speech.
So, Mr. Speaker, today these people are being insulted as disloyal and viciously haunted by captive party. Today, the House has been asked to ratify the injustice. So, Mr. Speaker, I am not here to mourn the fate of my friend, Professor Kindiki, because nothing, Mr. Speaker, and I repeat, nothing can harm a good man in life or in death. I grieve and mourn the deterioration of our democracy. Mr. Speaker, I mourn the serial assassination of our independent institutions, Mr. Speaker, and their replacement with shells, ghosts, and zombies, Mr. Speaker. We know, Mr. Speaker, the argument has been made that Professor Kindiki is disloyal. Mr. Speaker, the epicenter of this motion is that Professor Kindiki has been disloyal. Mr. Speaker, there is no evidence that has been presented in this House to demonstrate that lack of loyalty. Indeed, I served for second half of last term as the deputy to Senator Kindiki, deputy majority leader. And no motion was lost in this House. No government motion was lost in this House. Mr. Speaker, even the first time when I served in the Speaker's panel, no motion was lost by Senator Kindiki in this House as majority leader. Mr. Speaker, as the Speaker of this House, Senator Kindiki distinguished himself as a very committed scholar, Mr. Speaker, determined to protect the institution of the Senate. In fact, from that chair, Mr. Speaker, a number of decisions of the Deputy Speaker have been so weighty that Mr. Speaker has been cited by the Court of Appeal and other jurisdictions, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, those who tell us today that Senator Kindiki is disloyal, Mr. Speaker, are the same people who, Mr. Speaker, have opposed his defense of the same loyalty, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I am not here to mourn Professor Kindiki, but today, Mr. Speaker, I am here to mourn the Senate, not to praise it. Because today's business belongs, Mr. Speaker, to the annals of history's worst mistakes. And Mr. Speaker, I say so because this House has heard the move of the motion. The second of the motion, Mr. Speaker, included. They have over and over again argued, Mr. Speaker, and I wrote it somewhere, that it's about loyalty of the party. If this issue was about loyalty within Jubilee, why is NASA involving itself, Mr. Speaker, in enforcement of loyalty within Jubilee? Do you really think that our competitor, Mr. Speaker, would be so happy to participate in enforcing that loyalty? Mr. Speaker, it's not true. One thing that we decided in this House, when we came to the floor of this House, is that we were going to do everything humanly possible to ensure that we pull together to move this country forward. And so, Mr. Speaker, allow me 10 seconds to read this verse to Professor Kindiki. As the last, Mr. Speaker, has now known that I am the guy who posts and reads biblical verses. Mr. Speaker, Daniel 3:16-18, and I dedicate it to Professor Kindiki and all who are in his situation. It says, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied to him, King Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. And Professor Kindiki, verse 18, I emphasize. But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up. Mr. Speaker, okay. I wish Senator Kindiki the very best. He has a great future. Okay. And Mr. Speaker, the future is for those who are courageous enough to swim against the current. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Linturi.